Hey. What is up guys, welcome back to LitTrazer. Today's video is special for those who have a mid-spec PC, because in this video I am going to be giving you guys top 5 games for mid-spec PC. A mid-spec PC has these system specifications. If you guys don't have these system specifications, then you cannot run any of the following games and your PC is not a mid-spec PC. All the games are randomly listed, which means the number spot for each game does not define its quality. Now let's start the video without wasting you guys' time, but before we start please subscribe to my channel and also like this video. Now let's start. Bioshock Infinite is a first-person shooter video developed by Irrational Games and published by 2K Games. The story of this game is on the concept of American exceptionalism. The game is set in the year 1912 and follows its protagonist, former Pinkerton agent Booker DeWitt, who is sent to the airborne city of Columbia to find a young woman held captive, named Elizabeth. The player controls Booker DeWitt throughout the game, working with the AI-controlled Elizabeth. The player uses a combination of weapons, clothing called gear that offer unique attributes and psychokinetic powers granted through vigors. You will need Windows Vista 32-bit, Intel Core 2 Duo 2.4 GHz, 2 GB of RAM, Intel HD 3000 integrated graphics and a video card memory of 512 MB. Enemy Front is a World War II-themed first-person shooter video game developed and published by CI Games. The game was released on June 10, 2014. The story takes place with Robert Hawkins, who is an American war correspondent who was caught with various resistance groups across Europe during the Second World War. The game has a large amount of focus put on the Warsaw Uprising, with almost half of the levels featuring it. The game features stunning visuals, open-ended levels and a richly interactive combat experience that break out of the standard model of highly linear scripted FPS experiences. Intense combat, sniping, stealth and sabotage all are viable approaches for the player, maximizing player engagement and replayability. The game also features multiplayer mode. Multiplayer modes has 3 different modes such as Team Deathmatch, Deathmatch and Radio Transmission. The reviews and ratings of this game are decent. The system requirements of this game are Intel Core 2 Duo, only 3 GB RAM, you will need NVIDIA 8800 GT graphics card with 512 MB RAM or better, the required DirectX version is 9.0, and the game needs only 10 GB available space. Metro Exodus is a first-person shooter game with survival horror and stealth elements. Set in the post-apocalyptic wasteland of the former Russia Federation and Republic of Kazakhstan. The player must cope with the new hazards and engage in combat against mutated creatures as well as hostile humans. The player wields an arsenal of handmade weaponry which can be customized through scavenging materials and a crafting system. The game features a mixture of linear levels and sandbox environments. It also includes a dynamic weather system, a day-night cycle, and environments that change along with the seasons as the story progresses. It is set over the course of one whole in-game year. Metro Exodus is set in the year 2035, on a post-apocalyptic Earth that has been devastated by a nuclear war. The player assumes the role of Artyom, who flees the Moscow metro and sets off on a continent-spanning journey with his allies to the Far East. You need Windows 7 64-bit or higher, DirectX version 11, Intel Core i5 3.1 GHz, 8 GB of RAM and NVIDIA GTX 670 or higher. The Division is an online-only action role-playing video game developed by Massive Entertainment and published by Ubisoft. It is set in a near-future New York City in the aftermath of a viral pandemic. The player is a special agent of the Strategic Homeland Division. Is tasked with helping the group rebuild its operations in Manhattan, investigate the nature of the outbreak. The division is structured with elements of role-playing games, as well as cooperative and player versus player online multiplayer. The player can carry 3 weapons, and explosives like sticky bombs and seeker mines to fight against enemies. Players can take cover behind objects during firefights to avoid taking damage from enemies. The game is played from a third-person perspective. As players progress, they earn experience points and currency. They can use the currency to buy weapons and gear, and the experience points to learn new skills. The player's gear is categorized into 7 levels. The game requires Windows 7 64-bit or higher, Intel Core i5 3.1 GHz, 6 GB of RAM, a graphics card of NVIDIA GTX 560 or Intel. Mafia Definitive Edition is a 2020 action-adventure game developed by Hangar 13 and published by 2K Games. It is a remake of the 2002 video game Mafia. The game's open-world nature allows players to explore Lost Heaven at their leisure when not completing mission to advance the narrative. This is mostly done in the free-ride game mode, where players are not restricted by the linear nature of mission and can find hidden side mission and collectibles exclusive to this mode. The game features enhanced mission dynamics and the introduction of motorcycles to the series. The Mafia Definitive Edition's gameplay mechanics are based on those of Mafia 3. A classic difficult settings is also included, serving as the game's hardest difficulty setting that changes some gameplay mechanics such as ammunition management and police response to crimes, bringing the game closer to original 2002 game.